movie, but I don't think you could do what we did now.
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't meant
or
to be
anybody
then.
would allow it.
It was never meant to be, and it's never meant to be in the future.
It was actually, I mean, I think my original sort of hope for it was that, I mean, we had even talked about doing it in black and white until we
Yeah, we were really going for it. We were like, giving everyone they wanted.
We thought, this is going to be a classic.
Yep.
But yeah, I think all that stuff, we did sort of track a little of the we wanted to not to have any kind of time period in it, but then I think that sort of went away, and even we didn't know when it was taking place, or
That's an important point about Cabin Boy too. It's not just that people intensely disliked it, which can happen in movies. The one thing I was very aware of it pissed people off. It made them angry. They were so pissed off about that movie, and I don't know. I just still don't know why that was the case, because there's plenty of bad movies out there, and you just go, yeah, that movie sucked, or whatever. People, they weren't content with just having that attitude. It was just, those guys are awful. Sorry, I know we're being...
Yeah, you're really bringing me down.
I'm gonna blow my brains out.
Good evening, gentlemen. I've got a question for you guys, being part of one of my all-time favorite shows, which is Get a Life. I heard rumors that there's possibly a DVD release of this. Anything that you can confirm?
Yeah, as far as we know, it's definitely coming out. It's coming out. That's all I know.
Oh, I think you know a little bit more.
Yeah, that's all I'll say. But it is coming out. All the episodes, both seasons. So.
I think I Dream of Jeannie's coming out.
Hello, Adam and Chris. My name's Dennis. I own a Laserdisc copy of Cabin Boy.
There we go.
Wow.
My brother Joe and I went to see it opening night, the night it came out. And we loved it. We were walking out of the theater and people were saying, this is the worst thing we've ever seen. And I was looking at what are you people talking about? We loved it. And I feel bad, Adam, that you still feel so bad about it after all these years. But I was with you, Chris, tonight. I think you were talking about in Boston.
Yeah.
The screening in Boston. I was in the front row that night. And I remember that whole experience because you were really blown away by the reaction of the movie. And I was in the line trying to get into the theater that night. The line was around the block, and I finally felt like I'm with people that I'm with the group I belong to. And we went in the huge screen in the old Art Deco theater. It was a great, great night.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
You couldn't get in the place.
Yeah.
I was lucky to get in.
No, I was amazed at that, and that actually is the first time. That's what I was talking about.
Because I hear you talk about that a lot in different interviews, and as all of us sitting here, we hear Adam talking about we don't understand where it comes from.
No, I've often,
I
said to Adam, I wish you had been there, for that screening, because it was, for me, it was the first time that, I heard laughs with it. And I was out, it was a weird screening because I was out in the lobby signing books, and everybody was supposed to watch the movie and get up and get a book signed and go back and watch the movie. So the doors were open and I could hear everything, and I was really, really amazed and touched.
Yeah, so stop putting it down now.
Seriously?
I love it.
That's nice. I mean, thank you. That is so nice, and it's nice to hear that. And I would say the last few years, I don't know, when did we start to notice that occasionally people would start to say, hey...
Well, a few years ago, that was like 5 years ago, or...
Maybe a little before. I mean,
yeah.
it was so traumatizing for a good 10 years after the movie came out. But the first few in particular, I don't know.
I mean, for us,
it's hard to forget it, but I am...
For us, even not to be shy to work together again, or to go in and pitch something together again, it shows you, how much it actually did.
I think that all has to get it,
so. Yeah,
I think start the healing. I asked you about Stewie that night, Chris.
Yeah.
And I asked if he was a found prop, and you said he was made for the show, which I think is great, and the submarine for that matter. But I just want to end by saying I often, to this day, still fantasize that if I won the lottery, I would try to commission the two of you to make another movie. So hopefully that will happen.
Oh, that's so nice of you. curious.
Yeah. I'm a huge Get a Life fan. I like Cowboy as well.
Finally, we got one.
But I know that Get a Life, as much as I really enjoyed it, wasn't necessarily a very well-received show in the with ratings and everything else. Do you think the same reaction was going to happen to Cabin Boy, that maybe it had the same kind of reaction? It wouldn't necessarily be received well by critics, but then people would love it.
I guess like Get a Life actually got some good reviews, and I guess it did okay ratings-wise for Fox at the time. Yeah, my feeling was not that I didn't realize till afterwards that Get a Life had
Yeah,
that
Get a Life
kind of
didn't feel
following.
like, I didn't get the sense that people hated Get a Life the way they hated Cabin Boy.
Right.
But it was, but we were doing it, I didn't think that, I never got the sense that, people are liking Get a Life. But within just a couple of years after Get a Life was off the air, I started to realize, people like that show a lot.
Right.
So definitely there's more Get a Life fans than Cabin Boy fans, I think.
Right.
But it's, yeah. Death.
So I have 2 questions. First, would you be willing to say like 3 things that you did like about Cabin Boy? Because I like it. And then second, do you know if FTR, a one-man show, will ever come out on
I think we're talking about maybe doing that in Action Family on a there's a lot about Cap. Like I said, I stand by the movie. I think it's a flawed but a good movie. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a fun and weird movie, and especially watching it at 3 in the morning, it's really kind of eerie to watch it. But I like the look of the movie. I love the rest of the cast in the movie, and I love some of the special effects. I love riding Melora Walters out, and and I love Adam's writing. We worked on the story together, but then Adam went off and wrote it, and any script of Adam's, you can just sit down and read it, and you laugh out loud at it.
But the movie version actually sucks. Life. Also, I don't, I do like Cabin Boy now, but going back to, I think for so many years we were conditioned to not like it. I mean,
well, it's also the response to it, or what the experience that we went through when it came out. It sort of taints your.
Yeah, you think how could you be right when everyone is hating it that much? But when I have seen some of it on TV now, I think, well, God, that's interesting. That's sort of what we set out to do, and I'll just see an isolated scene. I think it does look kind of cool, and I'm glad that it doesn't. It was typical of us, like, we don't want it to feel pop culture-y at all. We don't want it to feel like now. We don't want it to, and it's. I like that it's interesting that it exists, so that's good. And there are, when I see it, I tend to think, that I remember what I had to cut out of that scene. It would have been so much better. I just think, there's a much better cut of this movie. But I feel better about it now, and I feel good about it. I wouldn't have said that many years ago. I would have just said, I know, it sucks. It sucks. I've come around. I feel okay about it. I give it a solid B-.
I shouldn't have worn shorts.
You should not have worn shorts. You should not have done the accent. That was and Dave should have been in the movie a little longer.